this is me and my dad's 21st year in a row at Comic-Con. Well, I am 12 years old when I first brought him here. That's right. It's all his fault that this is all happening. Thanks, Tony. All right, well, I am Eric Jonk. I'm a co-creator of Asst, Superhero Beatdown, and all the awesome stuff that we are doing. I appreciate you coming to this panel. It's going to be awesome. We have a lot of cool people. I'm going to introduce them now and bring them on stage. Someone that is already on stage, and he co-created me. This is my father, Sean. Oh my gosh! All right, we're all a big family here. He does the sound. He does all the music composing. That's actually mainly. It's the main thing he does. He's the co-director. He produces. He does everything. He can paint, sculpt. I don't know what you can't do actually. So without him, there would be nothing. He is awesome. I could talk all day about how incredible he is. I'll get to that later. But let's bring on our next guest.
Show him your shirt! Show him your shirt! Show him your shirt!
He's the boss. That's who he is. I appreciate that. If you like him, that's all that matters. The next person we have come to the stage, he's pretty mighty. He's sometimes morphin. He's sometimes, gosh, I don't know. There's so many ways to describe it. We have badass MMA fighter, green, white, any color. What do you want to be? We got Jason David Franco. You're up right now, baby.
Yes!
Alright, next we have, you will know him as the Dark Knight and Armstrong in our new Valiant series. We have Kevin Porter.
Not bad.
You're pretty loud, Kevin. You have to give us some I'm backing later. Alright, next we have you know her as Catwoman, you know her as Domino. She's going to appear in all her beatdowns, but you probably mainly know her as Wonder Woman fighting Wolverine. We have Tatiana Dentar. Striking and beautiful as always. Next we have...
She likes my phone case.
Thank you for being able to read that. Alright, now I don't know if you guys, let's do it quicker. Can we pull up my screen real quicker? On my screen? Can we do that? Oh, is it mirroring? How do I drag it over? There it is. Now, do you guys like this poster? Yeah. How awesome is this poster?
Pretty awesome.
Well, the person who did this does all our matte paintings and our posters. Let's bring up Brian Morton. All right, and last but not least, we have the best. He's the best there is at what he does. The berserker, bodybuilder, action stunt guy, Jonathan Carroll. So, I will be moderating them. I'm going to try to do the best I can here. What we're going to do is we're going to basically kind of go down the line and talk a little bit. I will show you our last beatdown, which is Wolverine and Wonder Woman, just in case some of you guys haven't seen it or want to know what we do. And then we will open up to a Q&A, and then we will show an exclusive, never-before-seen online sequence from our new Valiant project. And that'll be at the end. So, real quick before I go down the line here, I just want to talk about something really cool here. I lost my mouse. That's not good. Okay, here we go. I just want to... Can you go back to the screen real quick here, guys? Okay, so check this out. Does anybody know what this is here? This person right here is the first person to ever cosplay Darth Vader, which means he might be the first person to ever cosplay Star Wars, ever. And that person is my dad. He was just written about on StarWars.com. We can talk a little bit about this later, or we can talk about it now, but I just think this is cool. He showed me this picture, and he's like, I made this after seeing the movie 14 times, because there was no VHS players or anything like that. He's like, I did this. I put it online, StarWars.com, reached out to it, verified it, and confirmed that that is the truth. So how about that right there?
The original Star Wars, 1967, I just came out, and then 2 months later, and I already had made my first Darth Vader.
Legendary!
That's right, he is legendary.
Yes!
I mean, like, really, all that. All this is going to be is just us patting ourselves on the back. That's it. Anyways, I want to go down the line and basically talk about their affiliation and everything they do with Bat and Sun and what they do. So let's just go down the line and just people talk about their experience with all this greatness, which I greatly appreciate. So we can start with whoever. Yeah, you're my gosh.
Hello everybody, my name is Jason and Frank, and I was the Green Ranger, I was the White Ranger. Jason and Frank, Green Ranger, White Ranger, Red Ranger, Red Ranger, Black Ranger, lots of different colors, except pink, only on the weekends. Just kidding. And did the Superhero Beatdowns, which Aaron did the White Ranger versus Scorpion, and then the Green Ranger versus Ryu.
Those are awesome. You did great.
First thing I told Aaron was, why don't we do green? He's like, I'm a fan of the white, which was perfect. White Ranger Beatdown was awesome, and the Green Ranger. So, you know, my work in life, doing the Valiant project, and just doing the voice of emissary of the new Transformers, thanks to Aaron. Got a lot of stuff from this guy.
Yeah, he's the voice of the new Transformer. How awesome is that? Green Ranger, White Ranger, Red Ranger, Bloodshot, and now a Transformer. What's next, Jason?
Many, many wonderful things.
All right, Kevin.
Well, my name's Kevin Porter, and you may know me as Batman from the That in the Sun series. I also do Punisher, and Deathstroke. You also may know me from Laser from Dodgeball, which is a lot of fun. I've known these guys for about 14 years now, and I met them initially at Comic-Con 2003, which is crazy. And back then, Bat in the Sun was really 2 or 3 or 4 people at the time. And I saw that shirt and that logo that Sean designed, if you can show that logo off. Everybody knows the Bat in the Sun logo. I saw this 14 years ago, and I was here representing Warner Brothers as Batman in the Warner Brothers booth, and I looked up, and I saw that logo, and I know it from online, and I said, and this is all on film, I said, I'm familiar with your work. And I'm officially the first person to ever recognize Bat in the Sun outside of Bat in the Sun. They contacted me, I'm outside of that, and they pitched me on being in one of their fan films. And initially, I wasn't bored. I wanted to do a little more mainstream work. But then I saw the work that they were doing. I saw the passion. I saw the growth in everything that they're doing from the first to the second. And I said, I want to be a part of that progression. And it's a decision that I don't regret. And I'm up here with these amazing people, just celebrating those years of collaboration. So I couldn't be more fortunate.
When he reached out to me, I thought he wanted me to be Robin. I was worried.
He was a little too tall for Robin, but I thought he had a great face for Robin.
I think I'm the right height compared to you. You're like 7'8".
It's 7'4". I hate when they exaggerate.
All right, Tatiana, what do you got?
Hi, my name is Tatiana Guitar, and I played a Wonder Woman and Domino and Catwoman, Mary Jane, and Black Widow.
Yes.
All right.
And basically whatever they tell me.
And you're a badass. That's what you are. You're a badass. How can you be so beautiful and badass? I don't know. Can you explain that?
There is no logical explanation.
All right, B-Rad.
Hey guys, so I've been in a couple of episodes.
It's been a bunch. You're always masquerading.
There have been a lot of them, but luckily now we have these talented guys to take over and do the roles that they were meant to be doing. I was in actually the very first live-action beatdown as Wolverine, but now we have the real Wolverine here.
You're also Anakin.
I was also Anakin. I was in
But it's
Batman.
blessed by George Lucas. He
That's-
gave the nod on that.
That's true. I was in Batman Deadpool, and then luckily Kevin now lives locally again, so we have the real Batman here. But yeah, professionally I get to do some amazing stuff, but it's definitely always a big team collaboration, which is exactly what Bat in the Sun is. It's just a big team that makes these things possible, so I'm very happy to be part of it.
Yeah, a lot of the big map paintings, and when we get those big scopes, it's like how do you work within the budget constraints of these huge, it looks like huge scopes, and Brian will map paint all these amazing things, and that's not easy to do. It's actually very difficult, and Brian is very good.
So is Nikolai.
Now, what about the guy that I've been trying to kill in every episode but can't figure out how?
Hi, I'm Jonathan Carroll, and I'm literally the best at what I do. What I do is survive what Aaron throws at me. I think we've tried to drown me 5-6 times. We've set me on fire once. We've thrown me against numerous rocks. We've thrown a tree.
Jumped off cliffs.
Next, we're going to try no oxygen.
Anyway, I'm tough to kill.
It's true story. Anyways, since it's going on about that, I'm sure you guys want to see some action footage because that's pretty cool, right? So let's watch Wonder Woman and Wolverine battle here. If we go to there it is. All right, that's right. Cody, do I hit open on that? Cody?
Yes.
Okay.
Just saying I like the other ending better.
You mean the one where you win?
Yes, yes.
All right.
I wonder.
That was the alternate, not the real one.
I was told that before too. The White Ranger alternate.
No, you did.
I want to see the raw footage of the White Ranger's head cut off.
Well, the actual alternate ending for White Ranger has never seen the light of day. It's pretty fun. Anyways, how amazing was Tatiana and John.
Amazing!
All the sound. I just want to kind of break down sound real quick. Or film, in my opinion, it's visual medium, obviously, and 60% of it is what you see visually. 40% of what you see or what you hear is the audio. And it's amazing that audio almost dominates a visual medium. It doesn't, right? We have all these people that are doing effects and a cinematographer and editing, all this kind of stuff that incorporates to the visual, okay? But this 40% of audio is all done by one person. So that's what you're hearing right there. Everything you heard, the music, the original music, the sound.
ADR, doing voiceover. Since we're filming on the beach with all the waves and the noise, we couldn't do any sound, so we just I had to put in everything, all the punching, all the noises, everything, and then the music. So that's all me.
I'm always going to brag about you. So we can open up, or we can just go right to showing. We can show some cool stuff from Valiant and just open up to. What do you want to do, Jason? Since that's going to be your thing, what's your choice? You want to do Q&A right now and then the video later, or video now and then Q&A to that?
I would like to say with the sound too, and all the actors did a great job. Superpower Beatdown, it's called Super Body Beatdown, right? It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. Aaron's a great guy. I know he's bragging. I didn't say this before, but my affiliation with Bat the Sun was when they approached me to do the White Ranger Beatdown. Aaron, and I didn't get a chance to see most of his work, but then I started. He said, "See my work first," and I've already agreed to do it. And I looked at his work, and Tammy saw it in Wolverine versus Predator at that time, and she actually liked it, which was strange for Tammy to like. She was, with the superhero stuff, so she actually watched it and had a look and double checked the views that it had. And not just that, as an actor, to see the shots, to hear the sounds, it's a lot of work to film movies. I know with Valiant, you guys have been filming for so long, it's a lot of work, but on the end of it, it's really something visual, and it's a nice something you can see. I think a lot of people focus on with the Power Rangers, picking things apart, but you can't pick this apart. This is awesome. Awesome work.
Thank you.
Good job, good team. You guys, everybody did an awesome job. Actors and everyone, so. I want to get a shirt that says, "I survived Superpower Beatdown." I'm going to make one, I swear. And you can't buy that shirt.
That's true, guys. You only get it in the film.
You got to earn it.
You got to earn it. So before, I guess we'll go down the line, we'll talk about the experience with Bat the Sun. I just want to point out, because I see the lights were, I guess my eyes adjust. I just want to point out some awesome people that are in the audience that are also, like I said, we're a big family here at Bat the Sun, and what we do is for each other and for you guys. So I just want to point out some people. Right now we have Dirk Ellis, who played Deadpool right there. Dirk, stand up. We have the voice of our Ninja Turtle, Justin Michener. If you've seen our Mobile Story commercials, he's a star of all those. He also was Ant-Man in our waiting room. We have Alex Kellerman. She's Zatanna, but she is our wonderful host, Jen Wagner there. And then this gentleman just appeared as Green Lantern at the end of our last video. Let's give it for Casper Van Dien right there. It'd be pretty cool to see Casper on a beatdown as a Green Lantern, wouldn't it? Yeah! Alright, did I miss anyone over there? It's really bright here. If I miss someone, please stand up. I feel bad. I just can't see. It's bright. You're good? I'm getting a thumbs up. If I miss anyone, I'm blaming you guys. Alright, so, like Jason said there, just go down the line real quick, just talk about your most fun or enjoyable experience on Beatdown, and then we'll show the new clip from Valiant. By the way, is this like streaming live? Is there an answer to that? No, right? No. So we can show that clip and I'll be like, all of you, okay. I don't know, you get weird problems like that. Kevin, what is your favorite experience?
It's funny because my most enjoyable is not my favorite. They're enjoyable in a different way. When you're wearing Batman for 16 hours a day, 3 days straight, and you're just sweating, you're fighting and sweating, it's not enjoyable in the way that you would think it is. But when you look back, it's absolutely my favorite because you know that you trust these guys and you know that the sacrifice is worth it. And so, you know, you have these amazing people that really work hard for a living, and they're working on the streets, or they're repairing our roads and things like that, and they're busting the butts, and they're really working hard, but their work is different than our work. Ours is captured, and we can watch it forever, and you guys can watch it, and it's seen by 20, 30 million people. So when you're dressed as Wolverine and you're getting stabbed by Wonder Woman, it's not enjoyable, it's really not, but when you're there, you'd be doing nothing else. You're doing what you're destined to do at that moment in that time. There's no place you'd rather be, even when you're sweating and you're bleeding and you don't know if you can go another take. Then as soon as they say, okay, camera's up, then you find that energy to go out and do another take. So, is it enjoyable at the time? No, when you sit back and watch it, it's a surreal moment when you watch playback and you're like, dang it, I am Batman. It's the greatest feeling in the world.
Kevin, give us that I'm Batman again.
I am Batman. It's like, people meet me, they're like, oh my gosh, you don't sound like Batman, you sound like Kermit the Frog. I said, I'm not really Batman. I don't know where it comes from. But sometimes I order that at McDonald's. I'll go through the line and I'll say, I'll take a double quarter pounder with cheese.
You also talk to your phone like that.
I talk to Siri that way, and Siri always responds.
Knows better.
One of the, I think, funny stories with Kevin because of that, because he's always been seen as this dark, brooding person. I've known Kevin, he's obviously fun, lighthearted. And when we were casting Valiant, Dinesh, are you here? Dinesh, here? You probably want to raise your hand if he is. He's somewhere. Anyways, I was pitching him for Armstrong, which was this big, loud, lovable character, and I showed them all the Batman stuff. They're like, oh, no, Kevin's just too mean and dark to be. And I was like, you need to just hang out with Kevin, go like lunch with him, and that's him. That's Kevin. So he's great as Batman, but he's even greater as Kevin.
It shows what a great actor I am.
There you go. What about you, Tatiana? What's the most fun experience?
Most fun?
Or your favorite, or whatever.
My favorite. I don't know. I love all the beatdowns that we've done because it's new and different every time. But I'm gonna have to agree with Kevin. It gets rough out there, and you know, sometimes we get injured. But surprisingly, we, in a way, enjoy that because as we keep going, I guess it shows like the level of commitment and how much we love what we do, because nothing really stopped us so far, fingers crossed. And sometimes I just, to the end of the day, I'm like, I feel like Wonder Woman. I wonder where my keys are and where my phone is. It's like I just held it like 5 minutes ago. I'm kidding. Okay, Brian?
I think it was more of a personal moment when we were doing Batman Deadpool, and I was in the bat suit and I was getting to sit in the car. And I just said, I need a moment, and I just shut the top of the car, and I put on Descent into Mystery, which is one of Danny Elfman's famous songs, Batmobile's Charging to the Batcave. I love that song. So I just sat there listening to this thing. Oh my God, this is so cool.
Gosh, everything that I filmed with Bat Design it trumps the last thing that I did. It's just so much fun to work with such talented actors and such talented people in general. But my absolute favorite thing has to be the first time that I got to work with Kevin Porter. It was the first time being on set with Batman. I was actually kind of intimidating. So that's my favorite time.
Having someone as scary looking as John Carroll say that you're intimidating is humbling.
Well, I mean, it's Batman.
I just want to add one thing that all you guys, this is built off one thing that I've always built my career off of, is passion. You know, when I came to this project, everyone's so passionate about what they do. I just sit here like part of the family, listen. Dirk, I text you how you can text me back, by the way. Anyway, but everyone's very, very passionate about it, and the people you work with want to be there. You know, I've been on the show for so long, and there's times when people want to be, they don't want to be, they complain. It's like, look, we're all filmmakers, and it's a lot of work as an actor and as a director and sound, everything. People work together, but it's success is based off of one thing: it's passion. I truly believe that. Comic-Cons, I do a lot. I'm passionate about it, passionate about people, and that's what you see up here. As that's why I joined with Bat and Son. Very passionate. What Aaron does, what you guys do, I'm honored and proud to be up here with everyone else, just like anyone else. You know what I mean? And so I feel part of the Bat and Son family, like you guys are part of the Bat and Son family if you subscribe. If you don't, be part of the family and subscribe now. And if I see you like this, it means you're part of the family.
It's true though. I mean, a lot of people ask, you know, how do we do it? How do we grow? And you want to find people that are passionate about it. You want to find good people, loyal people that are hardworking, that have the same vision. that come through on what you want to do and all succeed together. Filmmaking and life in general is a team sport, so definitely get together and make some awesome stuff. And because of that, there are a few people here that I have to film. Shout out to, and you're all going to applaud because they're awesome. Because without them, we couldn't do what we do. The first one is our effects artist, who's not here. His name is actually I'm going to film this so you can hear me and appreciate it. Otherwise, it's just applause.
He's awesome, man. I mean, really, really awesome with these texts.
All right, here we go. Nikolai, we're talking about you here. Okay, I have a lot of people in front of me. See? Oh, I'm not lying. Okay. And Nikolai is our effects artist. We basically have one effects artist. He is incredible. He does all the effects you see. He's basically worked with like 100 men in one. He works so hard. He never takes days off. Ever. I'll tell him, you can take a day off. He's like, oh, I had one like 3 weeks ago. He's Russian, that's my Russian accent. But he's fantastic. Tatiana can probably do better. Anyways, I just want to give you guys how awesome is Nikolai. Nikolai is awesome, right?
Hey, Nikolai, good job. Aaron makes you work extra hard. When he says, hey, put that cut, don't worry, Nikolai will take care of it. He's going to cut that out.
No, I'm not. That's a true story. He knows.
He can do anything.
And, okay, the next person, last person there is basically will be, I'll film it too so we understand. All right, next we have is our fight coordinator who's worked on, we actually have 2 fight coordinators. Let's meet for both of them. We have Sean Piccinino and we have Alvin Singh. Sean Piccinino is also director, who just finished working on a feature, and then we have Alvin Singh, who just worked on, he's actually now choreographing Luke Cage from his Netflix. So we have a lot of really talented, awesome people. So give it up for our fight choreographer. You guys rock. Jason, you want to tell them I make their job hard?
Super amazing. I've never worked with more talented people in my life, for real. I've done a lot of karate my entire life. These guys create so many different things, even with the Valiant universe. Just amazing ideas. I look at them and I wonder how. My brain just overloaded here. So they do a really good job. Good job, man.
All right. That's enough of that. So, we're going to get to the Valiant thing here, and then we're going to open up for questions. So to explain Valiant, so what happened is that we did the beatdown. We're always progressing, doing cool things. Valiant approached us. They basically wanted to do a web series slash feature-length web series, I guess. And basically we got together with the CEO Dinesh and Josh Jones, head of content. We started working on all this cool concepts and ideas, and I came up with a story. I was like, well, we need to have basically the Valiant universe battle. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Valiant. Valiant was started in the 90s. They are huge now. I believe they are third to Marvel and DC. They have characters like Ninjak, Exo, Bloodshot, Armstrong, Colonel Capshaw, and a bunch of other cool, awesome characters. So what we are doing is we were tasked to bring these characters to life in live action for the first time. So we had to go through all the costumes and everything, look at the stories. They sent me literally like 400 pounds of Valiant comics. I had to read all of them. They were great. It's really refreshing. And we wanted to come up with some craft for the story. And then we started casting, bringing everyone together. Jason punched Kevin. And
look great on the camera.
It looked good. So that is where we're at. What would you guys, Dad, what would you like to add to what we're doing with that?
Well, I was just glad to get back to doing actual a feature-length story instead of just a beatdown, which that was exciting, and I still would like to keep doing that. But we originally, before beatdown, we did a film called City of Scars.
Woo! Yes.
So we kind of come full circle, and now we're getting back into storytelling, developing characters, their personalities, finding out their origins and things like that. So it's really great to get back to it.
I agree. Jason?
Oh, it was I had an amazing time doing Bloodshot. Putting the makeup on. Like Kevin was saying, there's a part of filming where you have to get through it. I was so excited for the Bloodshot makeup. I'm still excited. It just takes a while to get off. So all you cosplayers out there and people that dress up and sweat like we did in spandex, much love, much respect. But Bloodshot, break it down. Fighting machine. He doesn't die. He eats protein. And he's got people that talk to him in his head, and I read every comic book since the 90s to current, including Bloodshot Reborn and all the other current ones. Love them. We connect. Me and Bloodshot. Hold on, what's that? Sorry, someone in my head. But yeah, we connect.
That's good. And actually, to get back to my dad's point, I was going to say that dialogue is really the basis of a lot of what we do in terms of, not so much dialogue, but the emotion that you show through the fight scenes. Like, there is a way to tell a story and emotion through the way people fight. That's why we use real fighters in our stuff. That's very specific, and it's a certain way you can be more brawler, you can be more tactical, you can be more karate. So when you want to tell a story through Beatdown, you have to do that through fighting, but that comes back to we like just telling stories that are more dialogue based. You'd never guess that like War in Vietnam, Gone with the Wind, and When Harry Met Sally are actually our favorite movies. So it's all, you know, you gotta get that emotion in there. Kevin, what's been exciting about it? What are your thoughts?
Well, when I was first approached, it was initially as a different character, which I was very excited about. And then a few weeks later, Aaron approached me and he said, you know what, we're going to switch you out and we're going to put you into a character by the name of Armstrong. And I wasn't familiar with Armstrong, so I'm thinking, I like the name. That's a great name, Armstrong. Let's do it. And so then I start looking Armstrong up and I'm like, he's this big, fat, sloppy guy. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. He's a big, fat, sloppy guy. You know, he's got this trench coat on, he's always drinking, he's drunk, and Aaron said, trust me, it's the role that you want. It's an actor's role, and he's verbose, he's loud. You want to be this character because it'll paint you in a different light. You've done Stoic, you've done Punisher, you've done Batman. This is a big character, and like he said, it's an actor's role. And I trust him. One thing that everything that we do under the Bat and the Sun umbrella, we trust 100% because they won't release a single frame unless we look awesome. And so everything that we do, I know that when I watch it back, when they're done with it, when it goes out to you, we look amazing. And so he's like, okay, gain as much weight as you can and grow a beard. And I've never grown a beard in my life. I have no idea. And so I got up to 270 pounds and I grow a full beard. And dang, these guys know what they're doing because I step out of the trailer and I look at myself and I'm like, holy smokes. I'm that big, fat, sloppy guy now, and I'm so proud. For the first time ever, I was proud to be big, fat, and sloppy. So that's kudos to you guys.
Yeah, you put on 45 pounds for that little.
45 pounds. Or 45 pounds, yes. Give it up for keep going. And chili cheese fries. I suffer from art all the time.
It's prep time.
I like that Batman first. And then Tatiana was cast as Colonel Capshaw, because of course you need some badass women in there, of course, and we needed a badass woman who could fight, so I was like, let's bring Tatiana on that. What was it like shooting in there? No spoilers. What was it like?
Oh god. It was a lot of fun actually. We had a really cool team, and I mean, I don't know, I just enjoy doing action so much. I've been dreaming of that since I was a kid. Actually, I was doing it as a kid, so I was just dreaming about like an opportunity to keep doing it and get paid for it. So like, for me, you know, like a character like that, it's I can do it all day. I literally can.
She did. It was great. She did a great job. She gave it. I wasn't worried. She always was great. Always delivers. Badass fighter. And you got all that. You got all your training from where? Where was all that training from?
From a bunch of different people, but one of the people that actually helped me a lot to up my skills was our fight coordinator, Sean Piccinino. He is a badass. He's got so many black belts. He literally can make a hammock out of those.
He's good. He's super awesome. He's awesome. Now, can we go back to the screen real quicker? I want to get ready to show us the screen. But first, here is the comic cover. This is we have Derek Thieler as Exo.
Yeah.
Derek was just cast in Marvel's Inhuman. He's Mr. Immortal now.
Nice.
And then we have Micro, who was Deadshot on Arrow, who's now playing Ninjak. And of course, we have the one and only Green Ranger, White Ranger, Jason David as Bloodshot. And this comic book image, which you can now get in stores, was all done by Brian Morton over there. There's a whole bunch of comics that are released and are coming out with variant covers of the characters. I would definitely go and check those out. But let's now play this exclusive clip. Please, no one film this, otherwise you have to talk to one of these guys. You have to get through John and then Kevin and then Jason. All right, well you can go back to this. There we go. How awesome was Jason in that? It was badass.
Amazing!
That was the first scene that we ever shot to the whole series at all, was that scene. And it was funny because when I was reading Bloodshot, there's a few changes I made to the character later on in the series, but I just did the Power Ranger movie, so I like to stay between 190 and 195. And I was probably 190 something in there. And Aaron said, "Did you read the script?" Yeah, I got the script. Okay, it's 210 pounds. It was like kind of like me, so it was kind of like a hint to be like, he's 210. I was like, oh my God, fine, I'll get up to weight. So the next time I showed up on set, I was 210, 212, dedicated. And then we stopped filming a little bit, and then I got back up in weight, so I was pretty consistent. So Kevin was talking about losing weight or gaining weight, especially if you're a fitness type of guy, it's not easy. As a fighter, I fought heavyweight, so I didn't have to drop a pound. So doing that role, there's a lot of good things in store for the whole series. Working with these guys too, just as an actor, sitting back, Bloodshot's kind of like he's all up here. So I sat back and watched it. It was really good acting, man. You guys did a really fantastic job as the characters, because I know Kevin as Kevin. I know him as him, and he just turns characters, and all y'all did like a great job in it. And these guys directing, Aaron directing, and Sean, of course, the boss, the shirt that was made by JF. Just a little thing. They should. Now, how many people would like a Bat and Sun shirt? Honestly, I love it. I was at I'll go back because I have ADD. I was at Hertz, rent a car, came to Los Angeles. Little kid walks up and goes, "Excuse me, sir." And I was like, "Yeah, what's going on, man?" I'm about to take a picture. He's like, "I love that shirt. I watch Bat and Sun all the time." And then he walked away and didn't recognize me. I was like, "Yeah, you little brat." No, I didn't say that. But the logo, he was just attracted to the logo. He's like, "I love that show." He didn't know who I was. He was just captivated by the logo. And I was telling him, the shirts will be awesome because you're walking around Comic-Con with all Bat and Sun shirts. A very strong logo. But anyway, it was fun.
Hey, they keep saying we should really like
You
sell
should do
shirts.
shirts.
Yes.
Really? That's the branding, right? I mean, how many guys would like a shirt?
Yes.
Could have handed them out. We would
We
have
don't
won
have
tomorrow.
free, hey, guys, we don't have free ones to throw out, okay?
Oh.
You buy one? Yeah, this was
Right, you're trying to.
You guys take anything for free at Comic-Con. I'm just saying, I heard something free. No! Like, who's over there? And like free little wristband y'all throwing out. Y'all going crazy.
Hey, right here.
God, I wish I had some free stuff just to make people go crazy.
Free hugs.
Back to you, Aaron.
Thank you, Jason. The weather today. So what we're going to do is basically we're going to have you guys line up with questions for us up here, and then at the end we're going to bring up the whole cast and crew on stage so you guys can, if you want to get some photos. I know that was a big thing we didn't do last time when I got yelled at. I don't want to get yelled at again. So at the very end we'll bring all y'all up here, we'll take some photos, and then you can meet us out in the hall and take photos out there. But just real quick, hop in line with questions, we'll have to get through them quickly. Right up front we have Spider-Man t-shirt there.
Hi, we're Jason David Frank. Our question is, you mentioned passion, having a passion for things, and I understand that you're a family man and you like work in all these different fields of work with MMA and acting in this and going back to Power Rangers. And like, how do you keep finding the passion and keeping your passion going in every field of work you look at?
Man, the one thing that everyone is, the consistency is hard. I'll lie to you if I say I found the true balance of things. You know what I mean? And also, I would lie to you say if I don't have the ups and downs like everyone out there does. And I feel the pain that everyone deals with, but you have to just, it's the martial arts and the discipline aspect that I've always trained, that you have to just wake up and say, today's gonna be a good day. I can, I will, and don't say I can't, I won't. I've been on too many projects with Power Rangers, including this, that they'll never make it. I've been on other projects, they never said it about Sun, but I'm just saying, I've been on other projects that, you have to believe in yourself, you have to stay passionate, and I have to find that true balance, and it's hard. Up here, you see me overall on Instagram. I'm the director of my Instagram. I post things that you all like to see. You don't see some of the bad stuff, but I try to stay positive. And this is the only thing that really gets me through life is the group therapy. This is what it is. For me, talking to groups is like group therapy. And we're all here at Comic-Con, so we all love what we're doing. So I try to stay passionate, just disciplined.
So answer.
Thank you.
All right, next question here. What we got? We'll try to get through these quickly and get all that whole line there.
All right, cool. My name is Jonathan.
Awesome name.
Yeah, good name. I guess this is just a general. I have a question, but for context. But Jason, I've been following your work since I was a kid for Power Rangers, and that led me ultimately to Bat in the Sun. So like I've been watching the videos ever since I believe it's a White Ranger Scorpion video. So like after that, I went back and watched all the previous beatdowns and everything after. So I'm appreciative of the work that you guys do. It's really awesome work. So I guess my question for beatdown suggestion, I don't know, it might be a copyright issue, but Saitama versus say Hulk or Superman, Saitama from One Punch Man.
Superman. Superman motion. Right? Superman, right?
Yeah.
Speed versus mass equals everyone loses. There's a lot of cool ones. That's a good question. A lot of people ask us who we'd like to see on the Beatdown and anything like that. That's interesting. We get Superman suggested a lot. I like to do that. If you want to go down real quick here, what two characters would you like to see battle, or would you like to portray on Beatdown? Real quick, Kevin. I'll start with stopwatch. Start with you, Dad.
Well, I've always said this. I'd like to see the Mask versus Beetlejuice.
I would say the whole Power Rangers versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Might be over pretty quick.
I would say Punisher versus Batman.
Oh, how?
And I would play both characters.
That was
I can pull that off. Give me a shot.
Justice League versus anyone.
The Flash versus Luke Skywalker.
Hey, would you play both?
I think Casper would be a very good Luke Skywalker is what I'm thinking. And what about you, Wolverine? Who do you see?
X-Men versus Justice League.
Oh! Dark Phoenix involved with that? That's your problem. Wait, if Batman's there, he'll win. It's fine. Next question.
What's up? My name's Alex. JDF, huge fan growing up watching you since I was like 2. So,
Everybody's like, ooh. It's like, shh. Don't reveal my age.
just a question: are you guys ever gonna come up with like a super more phenomenal beatdown, like a 5, like all your Rangers of like 5, 6 series, all together?
I will just be me. Who's your favorite team? Me.
I don't know, Aaron.
There's no plans right now, but that'd be cool though. We do what we wrote with the Green Ranger series, which was pitched a long time ago. We have something like that, but that's a whole other thing, which we'll get into later. But it has crossed our mind. There are some cool things there, and I'd love to see Jason kick his own ass.
I would win. I'm good at kicking my own butt.
Thank you. Thank you, Alex. Next question.
I was wondering if you guys were to cosplay for Comic-Con, which one of your characters that you played in one of the Batman Sun videos would you dress up as?
Ooh, that's a good one. I used to work for Marvel as Spider-Man. I used to do the conventions and stuff like that. So, and I did the mocap for the Spider-Man and all the video games. So, I would be Spider-Man. That would be my guy. That's the personality I relate to. I may be able to make that crazy Joker face. I don't relate to that guy though. I relate to Spider-Man. So I go Spider-Man. I used to do it actually on the Comic-Con floor about like 5 years ago or 10 years ago at the Marvel booth. So. Well, and who would you be, Darth Vader?
I'd be Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. Thank you, 15 minutes. Jason.
I like Wolverine, but I can't be Wolverine. Armstrong? No, I would just have to. I just love Bloodshot. I was just dressed as a Bloodshot.
Can I give away your secret? Sometimes, Jason will sometimes walk the floor with a Green Ranger helmet on, and no one knows it's him.
No, he's so lying. I've thought about it though before. All right, maybe a couple times in the park.
What was it? White Ranger helmet? No, it was red. No. Okay. Kevin.
I'd be Punisher because it's just much more comfortable than Batman. Like I know Brian Morton has cosplayed Batman like hours, and the cosplayers to me have so much. I have so much respect for them because they're out there and they're sweating and they're just killing it, and they're doing it for the passion of it. If I were to cosplay something, which I don't, but if I were to do, it would be Punisher because it's the most comfortable. No mask, just no sleeves, just walking around and again eating the chili cheese fries.
Fine, I'll be Tommy. That's my cosplay.
Choose the most comfortable. I don't know why you would choose Batman. It's a tough one, Brian. And also John Carroll's done Batman before. It's a tough one.
I taught the other.
You'd be beautiful.
With that said, I'm going to work really hard to earn Kevin Porter's respect tomorrow as Wonder Woman, as I just made my new costume yesterday.
She wanted a cosplay, so she made a Wonder Woman outfit. We destroyed our Wonder Woman outfit. They got destroyed. She's like, I want a cosplay. She's like, I'll make one. So it looks really great, actually. Right?
I've actually cosplayed for a number of years. Since like 2006. That's what
Yeah.
is Anakin Skywalker. And today I was actually on Solo walking around for a while.
Nice.
Mars and Superman.
Yeah.
Right. That's actually how I met her is through cosplay and stuff. So just a classic Alex Ross Superman.
You want the really big shield?
Yes, a very big show.
Probably Wolverine.
I never saw that coming.
I'm just going to go ahead and say that's probably the one that I would show up as.
Nice.
Nice. All right, we're gonna see if we can blast through these questions here. Thank you for the question. That was a good one. I like that everyone was involved. I like that. Now those will be like quick answers. Yes.
Aaron, what led you? What about Jason's career led you to tap him for roles? And why didn't you say "What's it?" whenever he's fighting?
I have him just call me and do that from time to time. No, I grew up a Power Ranger fan. I mean, I'm your guys' age, so I'm just like you. I watch the same stuff. You know, Power Rangers were awesome. They were like the #1 rated show when I was a kid. So of course, I thought it was awesome. And then we were doing Beatdown, and someone suggested we should do the White Ranger. I was like, that's awesome. I reached out to Jason. He was very gracious. I was amazed working with him because a lot of celebrities and stuff that are like that aren't there at 110% like he is. His work ethic, his loyalty, it was great. And I see an untapped potential in Jason. And I think Jason needs to be starring opposite Arnold Schwarzenegger in the next movie, whatever happens. That's how awesome I think Jason is, right? I think it's cool. Thank you for your question. Sorry for that.
Hello guys, I've been a huge fan.
Yeah, you're from Mexico.
Mexico,
there you go.
Yeah, I've been a huge fan since the beginning. I mean, Wolverine vs. Predator blew me away. Great job, John. Also, Jason, growing up, I was a huge Power Ranger fan. I mean, Tommy Oliver was the reason why I left my group.
Yes.
And my question is more kind of a request. And I hope the crowd supports me, but I would like a brief dialogue exchange between, since Valiant and Superhero Beatdown is always different universes coming together, brief dialogue between the Joker and Batman, like Kevin and Aaron.
Oh Lord.
I love it. Dialogue. Yes.
No, really, oh God.
All right, Joker, it's time for you to put that microphone down. Face me like a man.
How are you? Or Spider-Man. I'd rather be Spider-Man. I think he talks more. It's more fun. I'd carry you around. I could get you an autograph and do this, but I don't have Velcro in my pocket.
Isn't that just like a Joker to switch the rules in the middle of the game?
Maybe.
You may have a red face on, but I still know that you're white underneath.
Thank you. All right, my throat's a little.
My name's Tony, and I'm a big fan of your guys' videos and your guys' work. And yeah, Jason, it's hard maintaining the same weight for years. I used to do it for wrestling for like 5 years. But I got a question for Kevin. If Ben Affleck was to step down from Batman, would you take his place?
It's a tough one. It's a tough one right there. That's a great question, and I get asked that a lot. And when I think about it, I'm like, yeah. Are you kidding me?
We'd like to see Kevin in just for the Batman movie. How did you get there?
I put my phone number up on my Instagram. I said, call me today, please. I will work for literally half. I'll work for half. What it is, where it is. It was something that I really had to contemplate. Yeah.
Most people don't know that him and Ben Affleck have 2 scenes together in Daredevil. You actually push like Ben aside, and you're like, no, I'm Batman.
Right? We did have a confrontation outside of the limo in Daredevil. And I said, one day we're going to face off against the partner. We're going to go head to head, and maybe you may edge me out, but someone's going to ask me this question at San Diego Comic-Con, and I'm going to be prepared. And I was ready for that question, and I told him that. Thank you. Thank you for fulfilling my destiny.
Take 2 more questions here. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. You can ask afterwards. We have to get through quick questions, and then we're going to get a little shout out, yay, and the photos. Let's make sure we do all that. I don't want to yell at you. Yes.
First off, Aaron, thank you for arguing down with my friends why Superman would beat Thor. Appreciate that. He's right there. Also,
facts, man, facts. I don't know what to tell you. What's 2 is 4, the sky is blue, Superman wins.
That's what I say.
Okay.
The Wonder Woman Wolverine short you did, you assembled a very good looking cast of X-Men. They all fit the bill. But we've seen Batman, we've seen Superman, we've seen Wonder Woman, now we've seen Green Lantern. What's the chance we ever get in a Justice League versus X-Men?
I love that. I love the X-Men. I've talked about it. We've gone over it before. I've written a paper down, this person versus this person, this person versus this person. It can work. We'll see.
Okay.
I know what the chances are, but I've thought about it. And I love the 90s X. I'm going to be the 90s X.
Yeah!
Yes.
This question is for Jason. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about what your maybe daily, weekly, or monthly fitness routine looks like, and how you maybe keep in shape with all the travel.
You know, I wish I had a schedule, especially on Comic Cons. I say if you want to get skinny, go to a Comic Con and sign autographs and don't eat.
Or make a movie.
I do what I can. Sometimes my body I drag myself out of bed to go work out, depending on what I want. If I want to lose weight, do cardio. I love doing martial arts. So lately I've just been doing a lot of mixed martial arts with my friend Mike and going into school and sparring people. And I get lost in martial arts, you know. So it's really sporadic. I go to the gym every day. It depends what I do, run or all that stuff. These guys are hitting the gym, like I follow you on Instagram. You guys actually get time to hit the gym and do stuff. I'm kind of on the road a lot. But when I'm not, that's like I train at my schools.
I mean, these guys just say one thing, and this is what we do on Beatdown. People ask, I want to act, I want to do in the Beatdown. The big thing is I want to ask, are you a fighter, are you a stunt fighter? Because it's really, and every one of these guys up here has trained fighting and are actual badasses. I feel safe around all of them. So they are just incredible. It's great to watch them fight and just they know act, but also have the posturing and empowerment, and they put in the time and work.
It's really, for me, eating is the biggest thing about fitness. That's just me. I do what you eat, you know, 80% of it, whatever. I try to just go. I carry my mom's scale, and my mom passed away not too long ago, but I got her scale, so I carry her scale everywhere. I'm crazy with the scale. Every morning I weigh myself, every night. I don't care if I ate, drank, it's just routine. I carry my little scale around and I weigh myself. Depending on what I weigh, I try to be consistent. Because, you know, being a celebrity, people want to look at you and go, what happened to yourself? Oh my God, look how old you get. You can't never see it because I post so much, you're just used to it. You know, you just keep yourself out there, they don't see you age. It looks great because I got 50 posts every single day, you're just doing it. So I just try to stay at one weight, you know.
Cool. That's true. All right, I'm going to film you guys. I'm going to do a little video that we're going to post on our social media, and then we're going to get up here and take some photos. We're at the Badness Sun panel right now with all these awesome people. All you guys over there, you guys want to grab some photos of us, then we'll come down, we'll go. Which way do we exit? We exit one of these ways.
Guys, I'll be here tomorrow too at Lionsgate playing the Power Ranger Legacy War Games at 11 o'clock.
Nice, I played that earlier.
Retro booth, both on Saturday and Sunday. So if you want to come out, get a chance to kick my butt, because my record was like 2-10. Lost a little kid, I played it off though.
It was cool. All right, everyone line up real quicker. Just grab some photos real quick here if you guys want.
The Power Ranger Beatdown. Yes, costume is in the Power Ranger Legacy.
Yeah.
Took Aaron's creation and all that and put it in the Power Ranger Legacy.
I know, it's like the most costume outfit.
Wow. Oh, you didn't take a photo? I
Everyone get up here, everyone get up here. What do we got? We got cast member, we got Justin, we got Alex, we got Top Town, we got everyone. All right, everyone up here real quick here. Really awkward. It sounded way cooler when I said it. Where do I look? Which camera am I supposed to look at?
Let's look on this side.
Okay, look this way. Let's go on the left side. He knows.
Left side. Right.
You're pointing.
Middle. Right over there.
Alright, cool. Good? Good? Everyone got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that? You want a hashtag? What is it?
Just hashtag all of us in that. So
put it all out there. We want to see what you guys are doing. That's a way of communicating with us, and you can ask questions and all kind of stuff. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming to this panel. We couldn't do without you. Thank you to the wonderful cast crew. You guys rock. See you next time. All that stuff.